welcome back, everybody. This week's proverb is from the Bemba people in northern Zambia.
My favorite proverb is a Bemba proverb from Zambia, Ifintu kwesha besha, which means in Aussie English, have a go.
Yeah, and you know this one, Clayton. Obviously, it's close to my heart. It's Bemba proverbs.
Yep, yep.
It's me and my mother tongue. So thank you to George for sharing that proverb with us. Ifintu kwesha besha. The way I've always understood this one is, it literally means things for trying. You have to try things. So Ifintu is things, Ukwesha is trying. So it's like things are for trying, and the trying is said twice in a different way. But that's the key thing about, you need to be able to try things. If you don't try something, you won't know whether it works or not. And I've
Mhm.
always kind of like known it from the essence of, some people just get scared of doing things because, it might fail. Or, I don't know. Clayton tried it and it went terribly. So I just saw it from out there. So I'm not even going to care about, giving it a go. So that, hence, in
Mhm.
the Australian context, we love giving things a go. Just give it a go, mate.
The go.
Yeah. So everything is like things, and Ifintu is like things. So you just don't try one thing. They say Ichintu is one, but Ifintu is many things. So it's kind of like the concept is like you need to try many things for you to get to an outcome. So I like it. I like it from the sense of like, hey, try things and try different things because we're creatures of comfort, and trying things, especially something new, is getting out of your comfort zone. And we all know how, getting out of our comfort zones is not a human habit. We like to stay in our
Not at all.
in our safety, venturing out it is not really in our survival tactics, because if you venture out, an animal might kill you out there on your own. But yeah, I think for me the essence is like we have to be trying new things in our lives all the time. And if I think about our bodies like, what do they say? Is it by the end of 7 years, then all your cells have been replaced and you technically new cells, new person type
New
of.
body.
Yeah, but your body is doing that. Your body every time is renewing itself. It's like new things. So, just same philosophy of like if you're going for something, go for as many things as you can. How bad can it be, right? You either know things work or they don't work, and that's also okay.
And there's a lesson in that. I guess like we like to take it for granted that things that won't work will be obvious to us.
Mm,
Uh, but actually they're not. Like we don't really know. And this is an interesting problem right now because with the AI revolution, they're trying to train the AI to be able to deal with the world. So they've trained it to kind of like have like, a high intellect and it can do things that in a boxed world. So they
mm,
figured out how, it can work in there. But sending it from an enclosure to the real world outside, it's different problems it has to deal with. And that's partly because the world is a very dynamic place. It's like really full of chaos. Things are always changing. You don't know what's going to come at you from where. It's like, like if you go back like a few years ago, you had life was going cruisy. You know, if you saw people's plans for 2020, right? Like you would be amazed, right?
So,
And then 2020 shows up and everything changes. It's like,
yeah,
what? There's this COVID thing? It's like, yeah, and it's here to stay for a while. And since then, like life has now, become a different kind of life. It's like now we are very, very understanding of social distancing. It's no longer a weird behavior. It's now a thing we live with. Uh, we don't look at people who wear face masks funny anymore. It's
yeah,
like we understand, we accept that. But that flexibility came at a cost. Like something came out of nowhere, and we had to adapt. And the reason we're able to adapt was because we kind of like we had that openness, that willingness to kind of like, okay, learn quickly, understand that the ground has shifted and you have to keep up, and so keep up. And I feel like that maintaining that openness is really a key uh, aspect of being wise, and that's, I guess, like that can help you in many situations, like when you get stuck or when you suffer like a catastrophe, having being able to think outside the
mm,
scenario in which you're being stuck can be hard, but having the ability to do it is sort of like going to be helping you to get out of it. Yeah.
yeah, yeah, totally agree. And the it's kind of like when we think about ideation and bringing different minds into a session, and then you kind of just say, this is the problem, go to your life, go for your life of like how we can solve it, and people bring all these different ideas until you get to that point of like just thinking of a million ideas. You always sometimes just revert to the one that is closest to the thing that you're doing all the time. And that's why I even like that, philosophy of like, one, there are no stupid questions, there are no stupid solutions at all. Even if you think, oh, maybe it's just not the right one for this moment and what we're doing, but just the idea of you just going, let's put all these ideas out there of how we can solve this problem. Then you can have, oh, okay, I hadn't thought about that. How did you get to think about that? Oh, is that the thing? And I think that, like, for me, that's a personal challenge, because sometimes I'm very quick to just be like, same old thing that I've been doing. That would be the quick answer. And I love pen and paper a lot of the times to just write things, and I'll then just be like, okay, never mind. Like, you know, in a grand scheme of, you had whatever you wanted, what would be the solution to this thing, and just write all these different things, especially the things that I think are not achievable because of different aspects of where my life is at. But I use that also to just also give me an opportunity to dream bigger, because until you start trying something, sometimes you limit yourself to just this come a little ecosystem when there's a wider world you could be playing in.
Yeah. No, that reminds me of actually another saying, and I don't know if it's a proverb or not, but if I'm to paraphrase, it says like, if you always do what you've always done, then you'll never be more than what you've always been.
Yeah.
And it, yeah, it's like, yeah, you
Because
always, if you don't do more, right? If you don't do more, then you're gonna be the same. And yeah, we all want to be more. We all want to grow. We all want to be better. And so I guess, are we willing to pay the price?
yeah, yeah, yeah. And I think the price, I think sometimes we put as if that price barrier is really high. I actually think the barrier is not that high for some things, especially where ideas are concerned. Ideas are cheap, cheap as, you know. All we need to do is like pick an idea and try and follow through with it. You could
Yeah.
come up with so many things and then you start and following through. Like if we go back to what is it, Airbnb, and what
Mm.
was the idea? Like they were just couch surfing and they're like, oh, you know, can we do something with this couch surfing and get people to pay for couch surfing? Look at what paying for couch surfing has landed them, right?
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
literally, I think if you think about that, when it started, it's a weird thing to be in people's houses that you don't know, you know? But now
Mm.
the world is socialized to do that, and it's it's a massive thing. So I think it's also that thing of like, whatever you bring up as your ideas and you want to try, if you give it a go, you actually don't know what the outcome is going to be. And that outcome might be really great. But if you actually don't give it a go, you're just where you are right now, complaining about things
It
not
just
changing.
it just fizzles out. It just fizzles out. And I feel like it's also we have that capacity to you know create realities, right? Like bring certain realities to life. And in some instances, all it takes is to kind of like just, like you're saying, ideas are cheap, right? Like all you have to do is craft that idea. It's like, say what the thing is. And
Mm,
it's interesting, like even in the olden stories, like in the Bible, the first thing that happens once God has finished making creation, he tasks this guy to name things. It's like, all right, go ahead, name everything. I've created it, but now you have to give it names so that it can become real. And so, in essence, it's like there's another saying around that, name it to tame it, right? It's like, yeah, we have to, it's really important to name things so they can become real. And
yeah.
and once they have become real, then all of a sudden it's a new reality. Like, the example you gave with the Airbnb, I guess like at the time to reinvent the idea of couch surfing as Airbnb was like so radical. It was like, what are you even thinking about? That's just couch surfing. No one ever pays for that. There's a whole culture around it. There's a whole tradition. It's like, yeah, we
Hmm.
can take that and reinvent it in a whole new way that makes it something new. And it's something but it's new to you. And
Yeah.
that's always amazing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And we have over the years of in the example of Airbnb, even we have had to change how we think about accommodation and be comfortable in people's homes that we don't know, right? Like, even as a person, you also giving that a go to be like, okay, this is something that I can actually do, and I can get, get a room in somebody's house and I'll be okay, I'll be safe, and all of these things. We've kind of like had to re-educate ourselves and be okay with it. And that's where I think for
Yeah.
me the key kind of goes, because sometimes you get upon those things where like, but people don't do this right now, it's really weird, it's a weird thing, maybe I shouldn't do it, let me just stick to things that I know or things that people are going to.
Mm.
A lot of things, especially things that are tech enabled, have come from spaces where there was a need and people did not know that this was a thing that could work, and then it worked. So even that
Yeah.
fear of like, let me stick to things that people know, we should get away from that, because you don't know what you're going to change at any point with your
Yeah.
ideas, and you could just, you could change anything at this moment in time.
Definitely. Yeah. There's so much power in having a go at things. And that is how we change our worlds. That is how we make the world a better place by having a go. So love
Yeah.
that. That was awesome.
And you know what it's made me think about? Like you would think you were talking about power, and I was like, the power of creation. Because right now we're in the power of consumption. Like we consume
Mm.
so much, especially from a social media perspective. consumption has become so much, and even like authentic things being generated and created and all of these things, we're moving a lot away from that. But there is so much power in creating and creating new worlds, even for yourself, of like, I never thought I could be achieving this and doing this. That's the power of creation. It just starts with that one idea that you're going to chase until it becomes reality.
No, and it's such a strong power, by the way. It shapes things. Like I'll give you a very interesting example, like something that happened probably 3 days ago. So this is a funny one. We went to the cinema to watch a movie, me and my wife, and
Were
uh
you watching
we
Captain
get
America?
there.
What were you watching?
No, no, I think the movie was the Black Bag or something.
Okay.
Michael Fassbender. He's one of the actors in it, and he's one of our favorites. So we're like, oh, let's go watch this guy, and we get the cinema, and we sit down, and we have some food, and the trailers play. It comes to the start of the movie, and there's someone else in the movie. We're like, I know this guy, but he's not supposed to be in this movie. Are we in the right cinema? Are we watching the right movie? And turns out we were not. We were in the wrong cinema. Like we were in cinema 6, but the movie was supposed to be in cinema 5. And by this time, we don't know how long it's been going on for. And so it was funny, but for me, quickly, I was going like, "Oh, this is interesting. This is a really good story. This has never happened to us." Like I wanted to see this movie too, but I didn't have someone to go with. But look, fate has brought us to the situation where we're now watching it, and guess what? We can still go back and watch the other one we wanted to watch. And so it's like all of a sudden we had a new story, we had a new experience that we had never had, and yeah, it's like this story is now enriching our lives. Of course, to someone to whom it has happened again and again, they're like, "Oh, it's so annoying." It's like, no, it's really funny. It's really hilarious, and we can't stop laughing about it. And it's supposed to be something that puts us down, but it actually ended up lifting us up and just making a whole new twist in the sequence of events. And so I guess like we just had to go with the movie, right? Even if it wasn't the one.
And it's the
I-
open, right? Because you could just be like so frustrated about it and just be like, oh, we've missed the movie we wanted to watch, and this is sucks. And you're
yeah,
just in that dampers, even this new thing, you're like, oh, but I wanted to watch the other movie, you know? But the openness of like, okay, we're here. Let's try this new movie and figure out whether we like it or not. But oh, the story ends up being interesting because that's the energy you brought. And if you're just brought there, we're
yeah,
in the wrong movie, it sucks negative energy. I don't think you'd have liked even a bit of that movie.
no, no. And it does matter what energy you bring. I think like that energy will shift whatever is going on and send it in the right direction. So always do have a go.
Yes. All right. Let's get to the key takeaways. Let's get some things for some people to take away from this proverb of Ifintu kwesha besha and giving things a go. Um, Try something new. Tell us what is one new thing that you've tried in the last month, in the last week. Because this is the core of the proverb, to help us be open to things that are new. Really, whatever it is, if you have an idea, just do it. I feel like even this podcast is us giving a go of what it means to bring all these different proverbs that we love, we enjoy, and really just thinking about them in the essence of what do they mean right now in our world, in our lives, and can we bring this wisdom into everyday life? And so far, we're like, we think we can. This is how we can use it. So we're also just
Yeah.
giving this a go, and we're going to see where this community goes to.
Yeah. Thank you for being a part of our community. Share your thoughts and uh, the proverbs using life hacks from the Baobab, and connect with us at life hacks, Baobab life hacks. Until next time, remember, ancient wisdom is timeless.